Hi, ladies and gentlemen. How are you? Wouldn't it be really awkward if I did that and then? Well, actually, I've done that before. It's not too awkward. But, ladies and gentlemen, how is your day going? Hopefully, lovely. Made some progress today. Actually, feeling pretty good about myself. We grinded out some videos. It's good. We're early-ish. It's 5 minutes and not a lot, but there's plenty to do today. We have to do Rift. We also have to do the new event. Actually, no, we haven't. I made a video earlier today, which hopefully should be up tomorrow, which, by the way, fucked up all the other videos that were supposed to come out because I don't know when events happen. It's usually on, I guess maybe it is always on Tuesday. That's my thing. It's a my problem thing. Anyways, but yes, also, did you guys know that you could adjust this? You could just change time. You could go nighttime, morning, the whole shebang. And now wild, so I could have this beautiful, gorgeous, absolutely breathtaking sunset every day. Wild. Or every intro, I should say. But ladies and gentlemen, how was your day? Hopefully pretty fun. We got a lot of stuff on the chopping block to do. Also, I am so excited for Cobalt-B. We got a fucking lineup of videos coming out. We got a video about Cobalt-B probably coming out on Friday, a little bit away. But I looked at her kit finally. I finally understood what was happening. I watched some videos about what her combat actually was again. And oh my god, man. Looking at her combat for the second time, but this time with like extrapolating the information of like what the number scaling is. Cobalt-B really looks like a jumpy character in a weird way. Like the her jump in like her meteor barrage or her like what is it called? Salvo? Just like carpet bombs, a huge area basically, double jump and fire. It just looks wild. So we are going to be pre-prepping for her. We're no longer going to be hunting for armor, which is, well, we are, but just not normally. So we are going to start our journey by getting what she needs and basically being able to get her day one and whoosh, all the way up. I have a sun memory, I think. Please correct me if I'm off in this. Also, if anyone has the triangle, she requires this, the cubes, and I think that's it. But we're going to go and do those. Because we're prepping for Cobalt-B. To go that way, when we get her weapon, we bring it all the way to the top. Also, man, we get a bunch of new, we have a new event going on. But we got so many things. Also, I love her weapon. Just the design of it. Her weapon reminds me of Borderlands 1. You guys remember the shotgun revolver? The revolver shotgun? They're my favorite of all the games. It also felt so satisfying whenever we reloaded. Anyways, super jazzed. Cannot wait. We are going to go the distance, by the way, because I need a new character to play. I also want to invest in somebody fully. You know what I mean? Although I do when I looked at her constellations, nothing looked, well, it all looks good, but nothing looked like excessive, you know what I mean? Like there was a couple times where like the second constellation looked so good. Her sixth constellation looks nuts. Her sixth constellation seems like you can back to back her E, and her E looks so good. But I also hope that they don't adjust her too much, because a lot of characters have been getting adjusted pretty hard because they're trying to basically stop the power gain, essentially, their issue that they had in the CN server where nobody wanted to wish out a character because every other character was better than the previous character that came out. A power creep, that's what it's called. So yeah, so I think they're trying to course correct that, but frankly, I hope Cobalt-B is still a good DPS because she doesn't do other things really well. Granted, her ult, or her charge, her discharge, it does cleanse you of all the status effects and then throws out 3 bombs, which is pretty cool, but I do hope that she's still pretty good alternatively than yeah, because she doesn't do a shatter, and yeah, you're gonna want her to be at least a DPS, because she's a kind of a selfish character in that sense. I thought I'd see more stuff that like gives her power by like, being used, you know what I mean? Like if the more damage she deals, the more she charges others discharge or something like that, but not quite. Also, we are quite behind. What is good, Red? What's good, both Lone Syndicate? Lone Syndicate says, what's up, Grin? What's good, Lone Syndicate? Lone Syndicate says, Grin, did you hear Cobalt-B may not be a good at star 0? Really? The one I looked at her, oh, did something happen? Did something happen with her intrinsic skills? Because to me, it didn't look that bad. Also, man, I honestly, maybe I could be dead ass wrong, but I get the sense that people are weird when it comes to like scaling characters. Like I think they'll operate perfectly fine, but they won't be like the absolute face melting one shot everything kind of thing. And even then, I still think she'd be pretty good. What's her constellation 1? Or what is the constellation which she needs to be at? Because to me, man, the AoE clear, the carpet bomb, the scaling on her carpet bomb, the one where you jump up twice and you attack and then she just barrages in a straight line, that seems pretty great. It does rip up your stamina, so I understand that. By the way, I'm curious about why people are saying that. I don't mean to think, I'm not saying you're like, you're wrong. I want to know why. But my inclination at first hand is usually that community doesn't seem like... Well, I think people are operating under information that we don't know about yet, but maybe this is coming from the test servers, so maybe that's true. I'll patiently wait instead of speculate. But I'll patiently wait for you to reply, by the way. I'm not like waiting until she comes out. Let me know. Bodhi says she still has resonance. Does she? Okay, so are people... which we don't know if Ruby will have. Yeah, man, that'd be interesting. Because if she does, and that puts her in a whole different thing, that makes Ruby even more of a main DPS. Or sorry, a single target DPS. Because that's very much what it seems like. Because with Cobalt not really having too many, like... I don't know. I guess it depends how she scales. Is there any character in the game right now that is titled a DPS? That is, like, terrible at Shatter? I guess there's Samir. But I wonder if there's like a character that isn't like Samir who has an insane amount of AoE. I guess it'll be the same thing as Cobalt, so probably will be the same. What's good, Sparks? Sparks says, Grin, how's it going? What's good, Sparks? How are you? It's going pretty good for me as well, as far as I'm concerned. Yeah. Oof. Which we don't know if Ruby will have. Oh, yeah. Load Ticket says, also, I thought her gun was a shotgun, but it's a revolver. It's a revolver shotgun, I thought. I thought that was the whole meme. But maybe it's a revolver, I guess. It's funny because it shoots like in a massive spread and whatnot, so it's a different kind of revolver, for sure. Knowing how much inspiration takes place with this game, with other games, I wouldn't put it past them to see the iconic weapon in Borderlands 1. That I don't think there's many other revolver shotguns that well, I guess there probably existed beforehand. I shouldn't say that, but yeah. Yeah, Tsubasa is a DPS with no shatter. Yeah. So that's why I mean, like, I hope that, and people talk about Tsubasa for such a long time. They say that she's great, etc. So I'm hoping that the DPS stat is scaled appropriately because shatter is incredibly valuable. So the fact that a character doesn't have shatter. And also, discharge is only when you don't use a character. So it's kind of like their support damage capability. And she has a decent charge, but I hope that means there's a passive other stat that's like damage, DPS, and that scales up based on not having the other two. Also, what's good? Fluffy's supposed to be hanging out with your dad because it's his birthday. Also, happy birthday to Papa Fluff. But yeah. Also, I'm happy you got those new shoes, buddy. Hopefully those shoes and those Dr. whatever his name is, Soul maybe. Hopefully those shoes take care of it, man. I hope so. I'm proud that you're banged out your first couple days. Lozika says, I need a new character as well. Yeah, you're starting to feel fatigued. Hey, imagine me. Okay, day one, not a thing. Look how many fucking wishes I have. Okay. The thing is, though, I don't know, because this is something that people have been saying, by the way. And I want to get your gauge on it. I get it, but I don't know. People have been saying that is this them foreshadowing maybe possibly the release schedule of characters? It's happy birthday to Fluff's dad, though, just to be clear. Happy birthday to Fluff's dad? It's not Fluff's birthday. No, it's not Fluff. No. It's Papa Fluff. Papa Fluff being actually Fluff's papa. Not anecdote for Fluff being big boy papa, whatever. No, it's his dad's birthday, not Fluff's birthday. A little misunderstanding. That's what I meant by Papa Fluff. Yeah, there we go. Anyways, what do you guys think about people have been saying that this is maybe like foreshadowing of what's going to come out? Which, if this is true, if people are saying that, what do you call it, Ling or Lin, whatever her name is, then Ruby, then I forget what this person's name is. Let's see, he'll get mad at me because this is the one he wants. But what do you call it? Do you guys think this is their foreshadowing what's going to come out? Because Bolty was saying that there's some rumors about Ruby, but also it would be weird for them to have back-to-back fire characters. So Lin makes more sense to me, or at least this character with the fans, who everyone says is overpowered. That still seems like it's more akin to that. But yeah, it's like, so a little breaker before we get another fire character, and then we get an ice character, which kind of makes sense. But also, isn't this character supposed to be one of the most like wanted characters in the entire game? Thing that like, this is the character people are saying they're the most cracked, but aren't they also adjusting everything? So maybe they're like, yeah, the new global is going to be altered, so it's not insane. But yeah, I'm not sure. What you guys think? Also, I forgot to turn this in. Bop. There we go. Also, forgot to buy shit in the store. Also, video coming out tomorrow probably, with us doing the, just banging out the event as soon as hell, which we'll keep up to date whenever we get the new phases on the stream. So the streams will probably have a title like new event progression, and we'll do it in the first couple minutes of the stream. So yes, but yes, Lone says the main reason is it appears her skill is on a 60-second cooldown. That's the bulk of her damage. Yeah, I see what people are saying, Lone Syndicate, but I don't know if I agree with people's measurement of scaling. So let me show you something. Like let's do this. Let me hope I can do this. This. Go to YouTube. Oh my god, give me a sec. Ra-pa-pa-pa. Okay, so here's an example. Here's an example of a bunch of these tiny little guys. Okay, now even with my Samir, let me get out of the way. Even with my Samir, and this is CN, so things may be adjusted. Who knows? But maybe that's what they're also referring to. And saying you have to clarify. I'm not sure. Do you think they're saying that like in the global updated version of it? No, her her skill is very much what determines her damage now, or has that always been the case? Because with my Samir, who is touted as being a pretty good DPS, I can't do this with my E skill even still, or even my base damage. For 2 seconds, it's on, everything's dead in 2 seconds. Literally 2 seconds. So I don't know what people's gauge is. And even if it's close to that, the amount of AoE you're getting from just the first initial use of that as skill seems pretty good. And honestly, the thing that really gets me, I don't want to spoil the video we're making, but the thing that gets me, that seems insane is this. It's the double jump and then doing a stupid amount of AoE carpet bomb, and the scaling on that is actually pretty nuts. At least that's what I've seen. Again, scaling, everything's like efficiency is up to debate because we got to see what they're eventually gonna do with her. Like we don't know if they're gonna keep her right as rain or if they're gonna adjust her in a bad, horrible way. Who knows, right? Let me also pause the playback so it's not a nightmare. There we go. Also, we should close that. There we go. Jump back to my chat. There we go. Also close this stupid thing. Beautiful. Right. Bro, they are making it rain with wish. I know I was about to say. I was like, thank God, because what do you call it? I'm about to have half of my journey there, and we haven't even started wishing. You know what I mean? How much do we have right now? We have 15k. Probably by the time she gets here, 16k. And we have 50 wishes. And even then, so yeah, we're gonna be able to detonate. We're 30, so we're already halfway there. We're basically gonna be able to peak before we even dip into our reserve. You know what I mean? So but here's the thing: are people saying that you need her 6-star constellation? Because that's insane. But I don't think her first 2 are insane. So I'm not sure if it's worth going double and getting like double copies of Cobalt-B, unless they move her C6 like closer to the middle or something. But otherwise, I don't know why you would go that hard in the paint. I think it'd be better to wait until there's like a Ruby, who maybe is like her first constellation, has so much value, it scales so hard. And maybe her first one does for Cobalt-B. If anyone's seen what people heard what people are saying, maybe people are saying, no, her first 2 constellations are actually incredibly good for damage. But I haven't heard anyone be like, this is the thing that, like for Frigg, it was pretty clear about there being certain threshold where if you could get to it, whew, you're good. And it wasn't her 6-star. If it's her 6-star, then fucking whale territory. This is nuts. But yeah. Let us continue grinding. Also, let me know when, I really hope somebody will jump in and do boss killing with me. Because we are maxed out. And I'm worried I'm not going to be able to do it. Also, is that the thing? We're looking for the cube. We do also need, but I have a lot of cube. We need, nope, I don't need that one either. Please tell me the triangle meta is here. Nope. God damn you. Man, we got a lot of the circles. And that's not what we want either. But that one I think is actually at least decent. Anyways, we'll go get cube, I guess. We got plenty of cube, though. Does anybody have in their world triangle things? Red says, would be nice if Tower Fantasy had a character trial. Like, yeah, I know, right? Man, there's so many things that, like, the game's doing a lot of things right, but geez, there's some weird shit like that. I thought the same thing when I was seeing, like, wouldn't it be cool to see how she plays? And to see how she drops characters? He's still working. We're probably gonna go try for dinner sometime after stream. Nice! Yes, we can make a stream. Boldy's, or Fluff says, my birthday is back in August, yeah. If this is the case, I'm gonna have to bring out the wallet for Lynn. That giant fan, I love it. Yeah, but also apparently she's nuts. Like everyone, but also I don't know, man. You gotta be careful. Everyone's been like, she's the most crack character ever. You gotta save for her, and it's like, dude, they're changing shit. They're changing shit pretty liberally, actually. so yeah. Now that doesn't mean. I wonder if they're changing stuff to the extent in which, like, there's clearly a best choice, or if it's just like they're scaling the numbers downwards. I think they gotta be changing it. Oh god, they gotta be changing it in a different way. Also, have you guys ever gotten the Dreamvale little wisp person from one of the green chests? Because I don't know. I think I have, but can't be sure. GRINN, send the invite and I'll come run and backflipping. I mean, GRINN, they could nuke Ling down to not. Oh right, I know you speak from the heart, the heart of hearts, but most people may not be that. So you want to come and do the grind with me? Also get the parts. Friends. Demon bite. Do. Boldy says, I thought they only nerfed the burn damage on Cobalt, right? Question mark. You can see Cobalt's stats in game already, by the way. Oh, where? What? Oh, it might be actually in the. Is it like one of these? It can. Well, I can. Oh, I clicked on her. How do you awaken? Where do you see stats? I think it should be on like a. I think it should be here. I know it's like when you look at her weapon, but boys achievement this. I don't know. At weapon, at weapons warehouse. Oh, was I at something else? Maybe. Weapon warehouse. Where the heck would that be again? Match settings. Warehouse. There we go. Warehouse. And then this. Okay. So did they change some crazy shit? Yes. Oh. What? They gave her shatter? Oh, that could be good or kind of bad. Does that mean her she's a shatter character then? I'm on cloud 9, but also does that mean her damage got just fucking smothered? So she's a shatter character. That's huge. That's incredibly useful. I thought I was gonna have to keep one of my shitty characters. That's awesome. Also, she has a pretty good charge. Her charge didn't get neutered that much at all. That's actually a really good shatter, I was about to say. Weird. Okay. Also, her resonance, is it the same? When the weapon is fully charged. No, yeah, elemental resonance right here. I was like, whew, right here. Flame resonance increases flame attack by 15% and resistance by 25%, activating by equipping 2 flame characters or flame weapons. This will work with an offhand slot. This effect does not stack mold repeatedly. Damn it! That's the one thing that makes me sad or hopeful for Ruby having something different. But yeah, also the weapon can be charged. I don't think I've seen gameplay of it being charged, but apparently it's kind of like Gani's bow, maybe, possibly. I don't know. Talked to my ass just then. I don't know. But yeah. But then also apparently ignited targets have 50% reduced healing efficiency. So I guess you debuff people. Could be good for, I guess, PvP. Probably not though. Did they change anything in here? Each round of the attack deals additional damage equal to 2% of the target's current HP. So you get a burn effect. See, I don't know if that's worth. like needed for the thing. It doesn't sound bad. Additional damage equal to 2% of the HP each round of the attacks. Doesn't sound bad. Increases the scaling of your attacks. Heavy bombardment branch skill. The close quarters dodge attack iron torch. Yeah, basically increases flame damage equal to 4% attack. Yeah. The damage from iron scorch increases 60% of the attack. Successful attacks will any weapon dodge. Yeah, see, this is what I mean. The kind of like scorch thing. It just seems like you get better at burn statuses, which probably is good. But the 6 star is insane. Basically, it lets you just shave off tons of cooldown off of the barrage. But yeah, I think that's honestly just like worst case scenario. You have a great shatter character. So that's. I did not think that they would change that. I just looked at the CN, and CN does not have shatter that high even close. So I guess that was the adjustment that they made for her. Maybe. I wonder how many things got nuked though. Since she's bound to be one of the standard pool additions in the near future, I wouldn't worry about spending more red nucleuses that necessarily can go to one instance of Cobalt-B. Yeah, it's true. Bodhi says, I kind of want to have Lyra for her looks. Who's Lyra again? Is Lyra the Lyra might be the one like the Japanese schoolgirl looking thing, like the student president kind of thing. Also, we should get to this. Jesus Christ. Behind the hell, go. Red says they will probably have heavily balanced Lyn for global. They seem to not want to have must-have characters this going around. Yeah, honestly, it's funny because everyone talked about that stuff for Genshin, how like gone. I think it's probably a fine line. I think it's good to have like one character or two characters every now and again that are scaled above, so that there's still a reason to be like, holy shit, that character's so good. But you can't have it to the point where every character is just better than the last, because then I didn't really think of that power creep being done in that way. I've heard a lot of people talk about power creep in Genshin, but they never talked about the like, well, eventually this like one of the biggest problems that's like a problem for a corporation that's trying to make money is, well, what happens when people don't feel like they're buying something that has value, because it's going to get out of value in a couple months when there's a next better character. So it's like people will hoard essentially, or just feel not validated in spending. It's funny. It's like you kind of want to have a fine line of like I bet eventually they'll have one character that's probably just a little bit too crazy, and then that may be the overpowered character for the year. The only thing is it's probably hard to guess. Like with Genshin, I felt like it was easy to max out a character instantaneously because Tower of Fantasy is pacing itself pretty well. It's both pacing itself and it's not. It's harder to do that, I find. It's harder to get, like, you can't see the absolute scaling of this character yet, because of we don't have that access to those level up materials yet. So I'll be curious to see what the future holds for us. But yeah. And she has and she has a good charge too. Nice. Yeah, I was about to say the charge, like, beforehand charge was, yeah, she seems like she's good. A and S, pretty good. Lyn will still be a special exception simply for her kit. Yeah, I was about to say, because doesn't she have like the ability to maximize all elements or something weird, or she can just change? Yeah, that's something that pisses me off about wormholes so many times, is where like, oh, I know, of course I don't have that leveled up. Jeez Louise. Also, Lone Syndicate, by chance in your gates, do you have any more triangles or nah? Because if you do, I will give you the mantle. And unfortunately, I don't have anything worth doing the things. I could look and see if there's any in this. Recruit, maybe. No. Ugh. Her CN charge is only 6.50. Oh, I thought it was more than that. Oh shit. Shatter, great for me. I know, everyone's like, that's a positive, that's a win. It's an absolute win for most of us. Also, Shatter is kind of a pain in the ass, but it does, I wonder what that does to her damage, because I think Shatter characters are typically neutered when it comes to damage by quite a bit. So I wonder. I bet you're gonna see some videos of people being like, This character has fundamentally changed, but it also makes sense if she still has fire resonance, so she's kind of playing the weird support AoE damage role. Also, she literally, when she activates her charge, she takes off elements or any debuffs off your character, as well as deals some damage. So I just wonder if they've completely shifted her out of the DPS role and into the hybrid kind of area, maybe. Bodhi says, "Oh lol, they increased her shatter, or that's just a mistake from the." I hope it's not a mistake. Okay, her CN charge was unchanged. Yeah, I was about to say her charge. I thought her charge was unchanged. I was just shatter buffed. Merrick is a charge type, a tank type in CN, which they might change, but I'll be happy if it stays the same. Or no, I'll be happy with him as such for the sake of Hume. Oh yeah, you got some loads to get. Sorry, I'll make the thing. Sorry about that. I realized I was holding. We got a lot to do today, so we gotta keep pace. But yeah. But I'll be happy to play that for the sake of Hume as 10 out of 10, and if Cobalt remains high shatter, otherwise, yeah, you go with that. Makes sense. Let's get this. So GRINN, what's the plan? Are you gonna stop as soon as you get one Cobalt, or maybe if we get her early, you only go to 80 to see if you get another one? It's hard to say. Because if Lynn is right around the horizon, I just don't see the value in getting another one. Like, to me, I think, unlike Genshin, there's a good argument in Tower of Fantasy to, if you have to go to probably 80, you should properly consider going all the way to 80 again. But I don't know if that's really worth it in this instance, because her constellations don't seem to be where I would want copies of, you know what I mean? Especially if Lynn's next, or even if Ruby's next. Yeah, like, to me, you kind of want to keep your wishes on getting a character that has a constellation that's amazing at the beginning. That's where you would be like, okay, I'll go deep. But I kind of try to put myself in the position of being like, okay, well, what happens if we didn't get her early and went all the way to 80? Would it be worth pushing? Well, we're going to get her no matter what, so if we just get hyper unlucky, that's rough, which definitely could happen. But simultaneously, yeah, I wonder what the best call would be. I don't think I want copies of her, but that's why it's even shittier, because again, that's kind of the way the game is cleverly made. It's not anti-consumer, it seems like, but it's cleverly made where it's like, oh, if you did have to push deep, very, very deep into a character, wishing wise, so you maybe had to go, you missed your first 80 pull or something like that, and you didn't get the character. I thought we talked about that, and you were guaranteed the character at 80 or whatever it is. There's no like 50-50 loss, I think. Maybe there is a 50. No, I think that, I don't know what the fuck it is. Maybe it's like, I thought we talked about this before, and I don't know why. Yeah, I do know why. My brain's not able to carry information as easy as it was because it's just packed with a bunch of YouTube bullshit things that I keep putting in there. Anyways, but yeah. I thought we grinded this out, and I thought the answer to like wishing was basically that you can, I think, maybe lose the 50-50, but because I thought maybe you couldn't lose the 50-50. Let me see. Bully says, I'll be up for Void Rift. I'd love to do that too. Yeah, probably after we're done doing a little bit of these, then we'll jump into Void Rift and start grinding those. I thought there was some other thing that we had to do that was, I don't think the thing's reset today, but yeah. Nice. What if they changed her like upgrade materials? That'd be pain. It'd be so bad. Red says Lyra is the goth nun with robot arms. Oh, sorry, Lyra. Okay, yeah. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. I thought it sounded really familiar. I was like, is that? But I thought Lynn, Lyra. My brain just these the same thing. No GRINN, that's Lynn. Lyra is the mech. Yeah, mech arms. My waifu extraordinaire. Lynn is the wind fangirl. Lyra is the physical mech. Yeah, as soon as you guys said Lyra is physical mech, I'm like, right. That's because I thought it was. I was like, maybe I'm missing. Is Lynn the character that I just mentioned over here, the one that's speculatively, maybe possibly coming next? This person, but Lynn. That's what Lynn is. Fluff says Annabelle will be fire sniper, and Ice character after her has weaponized boots. Okay. Wait, a character has weaponized boots? Is that the one who's the spinny person? The person who's like rollerblading, who has like nipple pasties? A see-through shirt with like, fucking, what is it called? Bandages. Or like a band-aid. How did it cover? I said it once, I don't know why I stopped saying it. LaFleur says that Shatter gets a big boost to tank resonance. Oh, okay. 60% in addition to the damage reduction buff, so that's great news for my team. Yeah, I was about to say, you can be a tanky boy. Woody says, I'll be up for Rift. Yeah, no, Rift. Fluff says, also, Lone Singer, let me know if you've depleted all of them. Wait, I need you to tell me more about the character. What character? What character? Oh, I see the nipple. When we're loading into loading screens, you can see her in the thing. I'm not sure if that's who she is. Probably not, but she also looks almost identical to the character that existed in an anime where like a dude lost his arm and had to do like an orchestra stuff. Don't know what the name is, but yeah. Red says, the only guarantee in Tower of Fantasy is 120. That's what it is. Sorry, 120. That's what I mean. So you have to go to 120, and then you're guaranteed getting a character. Oh, wait, no. To buy a copy. Oh, I see. Sorry, that's what it is. Yeah. So you go as far as you can until you get enough failure, basically, to then be able to buy a copy of the character. So that's the guarantee. So you could lose quite a bit. But if you don't lose... if you continue to, or if you lose that badly, theoretically you could get 2 of the one character. Say if you get her really early, not early, but maybe get her in 80 pulls. Awesome. But the problem is you're that deep in, and what if they have a really good constellation too? And then you could justify being like, okay, well I could just wish twice and then guarantee at least 2. So it's a way to kind of be like, well, maybe I could spend just a little bit more, and it's hilarious, but I don't think we'll go that deep into Cobalt-B. We'll probably go until we get her, which could be bad. Could literally be 120 wishes, which we're halfway there, so it could be worse, I guess. Or get at least 1 copy. The character on the unique jet board, question mark? I don't think that's the one. Oh, maybe you're talking to someone else in the thing. Yeah. Fluff says, I was just aiming only for C0 Cobalt, and if you get her early, save for red nucleuses, DC for your next priority. Yeah. I'm really hoping my team I just want right now to play with, because I think it'd be really fun. Like as much as I really like Lyra, I think she's probably the one character that I want the most. I don't know how actually like good she will be to play. Because she does seem like one of her intrinsic powerhouse abilities is to like put an enemy in the air and then start beating the shit out of them. But it doesn't. Also, man, this is gonna be fucky. Sorry, it just dawned on me that I thought Lyra was gonna be pretty decent at shattering, and now Cobalt is basically taking her part in my team. Hopefully they change Lyra and give her more like support capabilities or something. That wouldn't be bad. Yeah, that would actually work out great for me. Yeah, because our main DPS would be Ruby. And then our Shatter character would be Cobalt, and then the Lyra, if they made her more of a healer, and yeah, our supporter, maybe a damage amp, that'd be huge. Yeah. Damn it, we're not seeing the one where like there's a bunch of stuff here. Lyra is a support, yeah, but she also if you with my team, I'm gonna have, I think. Well, actually, is Cobalt considered? Let me see. Is Cobalt considered a tank now? If that's the case, we might be sticking with balanced, which might be bad, actually. We'll see. Warehouse. Watch them be like, this was a mistake, and this is not it. I feel like this is not a mistake, especially with everything else being right. What is it? Let me see. She's considered a DPS still. So, yeah. So, we will not get tank resonance. That's why I didn't want, yeah. So that's a little. Well, no, we'll have tank damage. Yeah, if they just keep making, because when you have attack resonance, it changes Lyra to being a different thing entirely, apparently. So she can no longer put down like healing totems. She has like a dive, which I don't want. So if I could keep, yeah, it's unfortunate, but anyways. Yeah, just chilling. Says, also, Grin, I didn't ask how was your... You did too. It was the beginning of the stream. I replied. It was good. It was great. We got a lot done. I got a lot of videos recorded. I kind of spread myself too thin, though. I made like 15 videos because like we had an update to talk about, which I was like, fuck yeah, let's do that. It's also something I could help with because you could just go to these locations that people who maybe don't know could go. Devalued my what is it called? Dreamvale guide that I also made today, which was rough. Anyways. And the third video is the Cobalt video, which I did the voiceover for. It was me being like, oh my god, I'm so excited. Ugh. Although I may need to make some adjustments now that we talked and we've actually looked during game, so yeah. So this is also a quick job update for those who haven't heard. 2 shifts in so far. 2, one facing night. One facing night and the one stalking night. Thus far, I'm doing quite well. Yeah, apparently, what do you call it? Facing night is where you go and stock the shelves, basically, line them back up, or line up things to the front of the thing, and then what was the other one? Stalking is basically where you break down a pallet full of, I would assume, food and other appliances and things, dog food, stuff like that, and then you would put them, I think, in just wherever they go. I think that's how it works, from my understanding of the thing that I read, but it's been a couple hours, and it was, yeah. Fluff says, I don't know her name, but there's a character they teased during Mirror City 2.2 video. And it's just boots. It's not like rollerblades. She's ice, and has some sort of boot weapon. Okay, so maybe it's not the rollerblade lady. Fluff says, I think she's not CN banner after current final limited nemesis run. Okay. Alone says, also Grin, anime update. I'm on episode 10. It's so fun. I'm on the same episode. We stopped with the same exact point. We're the same person. But yeah, I'm on episode 10 too. I'm like, oh no. And I think I've seen in like certain AMVAs and whatnot, Lone Syndicate, where I think this is where the character starts to get his head out of his ass, because that was one of the things that me and Lone Syndicate are watching the same anime, so we'll talk about it real quick. But what do you call it? One of the things that to me, I'm kind of annoyed with the main characters. He's kind of consistently letting like everybody else do everything, and not like taking ownership out of the fact. Like he's like, I'm gonna be like this adventurer person, and like fuck off with this incredibly important tribe and these people that love and accept me. I'm instead gonna try to live in the human world, and I'm like, fucker, like what? Like, take care of your people who take care of you. And he kind of is doing that. But I'm hoping this thing kind of rocks him to the point where he's like, no, no, no. Yeah, I think I've seen in like clips of the video, or the anime. He gets a little dark, which I was like, okay. Yeah, I know. Oh my god, yeah, because I think she is the dream veil and shit. I do find it hilarious and also so clever that they're messing with worlds, like this isekai worlds base level stuff so well. Like, they have a thing where, like, it's a classic trope within all isekai adventure stories, where when you go through an event that is almost near death, you get, like, a super big power-up. Something that's in Dimache, it's in plenty of other games, or plenty of other anime. Like, if you go through incredible peril, you level up. But in the anime that we're watching, this is not much of a spoiler, but the main character is an archer. And same rifle shooters and archers both have to basically slow down their heart rate, or basically shoot in between their heart rate, because it's that finite of an adjustment. So the main character gets so good at lowering his heart rate and like basically shooting in between them, that the world itself that he's isekai'd into is perceiving him to be dying and like surviving essentially, and his power level just keeps skyrocketing. So I thought that was such a funny, goofy thing of like, of course, this would just be a way to maximize the shit out of that. And everyone's just like, whoa, and he's just like, what? This is just what we do. This is what we, because he isekai'd as a kid who was in the archery class. That's why he does the thing. Anywho, such a good show. It's really clever. It's too fast. It's like I want more, and that's a good thing. But I do think it'd be cool if in season 2 it slowed down a little bit and it went through the paces more. Because right now it does feel like this thing, that thing, bah, you know. Also, another thing, we got no more things to do, so are we gonna go start Void Rift? My arms. Or did you get kicked? Because I think there was some weird shit happened. Oh, that's what fucking just happened. Jesus Christ. Shit. Booty says, okay, I personally don't think that skipping a nerfed character is a reason. Since they want to balance future characters too, there is no guarantee that other characters will stay the same. Yeah, no, I don't think it's, I think ultimately, I don't know. I kind of get that people are basically, I feel this way, but I really want a team that I can invest in. Now, my whole thing is I hope I can at least participate in a lot of the endgame activities, get some decent rewards, and not feel like I'm losing out behind. I don't need to be the very top of the heap, but I would like to be enough to where I can gain some of the rewards. So I feel like that's where most people are. I also want to have a team that I actually want to invest in. I feel like that's where most people are as well. So I think it's like people are in this weird camp about being like, well, I want to make sure I get a character that I can actually have, like, resonates and is good. At least a team that works together rather than it being kind of scattered and messy. But also, I understand people who are like, just play whatever you think looks cool, because every character seemingly is kind of balanced now, or like more equal to each other, not so much disparity between the two. So yeah. Lozic says, oh, 15 videos. I see you getting afraid after it, my friend. No, did I say 15 videos? I didn't mean 50. I didn't mean 15 videos. I did not make 15 videos. If I said 15 videos, I didn't mean that. I made what is it, like 3 today? Which I also, you guys got to realize it's not 3. I pieced together 1, and I primed 2. But man. It says, true. I have noticed that as well. It's mainly Mo taking care of it. Yeah. The anime it's great, but I think my brother was telling me some stuff about it where he's just like, yeah, it ends when he finally gets his head out of his ass. And I think this kind of issue that happens with the one person kind of sets that off, of him realizing that, like, why the fuck am I trying to live this, like, human perfect life when I have a great life here, you know what I mean? Yeah. Is that it? Yeah, that's it. Fluff says, yep, essentially facing stuff forward and towards the front of the edge, shelves, stocking, / throwing is just distributing cases for the respective aisles, unboxing and stocking them, and their correct tagging spot. Yeah, seems like it'd be again, I feel like it'd be one of those things that would be such a joint, like stocking shelves and whatnot. I think is it's like same thing as like for me, whenever I clean, like when I vacuum and I dust everything, being in odd angles and holding things in strange ways with mass repetition can actually be pretty taxing on the muscles that you never even knew you had. You know what I mean? It's a little bit much sometimes. But he says, oh yes, little Tom, yeah. Bro, the Archer scene is so good. Love to hear Bolty. Can't wait to finish it, man. I'm happy that we're getting to season 2. I just don't know when it's gonna be. We're in a weird state ever since COVID where things seem like they take way longer than maybe they should. Sometimes. Maybe it's meant to take that long. Wait, I'm climbing to the gate. Gotcha. Oh yeah, I remember that Mio was chilling. Then next thing they know, they can't feel my presence anymore. Yeah. Well, it's also crazy that they dropped that, like, the information about him basically being equivalent to something else, and it's like, Jesus. And if the character is too weak, they might rebalance things via patches. I don't think that's a good idea. I don't think patching anything and buffing anything, same as nerfing anything. Like, I think that's one of the things that for gacha games has to be a consistent, I think. I don't think, and maybe Tower Fantasy is going to be the game that changes that, maybe. But to me, it always made sense for the reason why gacha games don't balance things after a character is released is because it basically can devalue or overvalue a choice that you could have made, but you wouldn't have had the proper information to make it, essentially. So, like, if they nerf something that you're using, you're like, fuck off. I just spent money into this, and then you're going to be super bent out of shape about spending money in again because you have no trust in the value that you're spending or that you're buying. The other thing is that what happens if they buff a character that was terrible and now you're like, well, what the fuck, you know? Granted, they could always buff. I think there's a better example for buffing characters than nerfing them. But I also think that it's probably best to just keep characters like they're doing. Like every character should be an option with maybe 1 or 2 a year being ones that are truly like, no, this character is kind of the cream of the cream at this point. Because it's fun to have that one character that like the community can rally around and be like, no, guys, I know you're saving. This is like a once in a blue moon. Like this hasn't been, there's no scaling thing that's like this, you know? But maybe they'll keep it all uniform so they don't have the same issue happen again. My main limiting factor is pain threshold on my feet. I can't last about 6 hours until the pain relief stops working, so I clock out. Yeah, I was thinking that, Fluff. I don't think that's. Yeah, that seems like Fluff is apparently you're taking like pain meds to like stay on your feet and whatnot. That seems like a rough go of it. Yeah, I mean, like I don't know if that seems like a lot. That seems like painful as hell. You know what I mean? Like I don't know if that's. I feel like there might be an issue there where like that needs to be addressed because like granted it's not like. Yeah, I just wonder what, like, that to me is crazy. Like, the fact that you're putting up with enough pain to where you have to have pain meds on just standing on your feet for 6 hours, which is, by the way, it's just something eventually that will go get better, I hope. But yeah, to me, I don't know. That's suffering and then medicating to compensate for the suffering. And it's also where, like, some sort of addiction things can also happen as well, when you normalize using those things, you know? I know you know all that probably, but it's as a person who cares about you, it seems like a lot for essentially the job. You know what I mean? Again, I hope it's over time it will get better and your feet will adapt. But still, it seems like I don't think you should be in pain to the extent in which you have to get pain meds. But hopefully those shoes and whatnot help. I guess you'll find out pretty soon here. But it freaks me out. Freaks me out a little bit. What are we doing? Oh, we're doing the Void Rift. Is it bad? It's not that bad. Well, it could be bad. Frost vulnerability and Vault vulnerability. Okay. Oh wait, no, Frost. You have vulnerability. You have, okay, cool. So Ice and Frost. Let's go. Not the worst. Lone Singlet says, "Oh yeah, I remember that Mio was just chilling. Thing they know they can feel his breath. Yeah." My aisles are 7, 9, and 10. The disposable paper, plastics, and tissue products, cleaners, detergent, and pet supplies, respectively. Yeah, whole thing got that mapped out. But it was also cool hearing that you could basically go, Fluff, to different. You could like help out other people in their aisles essentially. It's weird because I wonder how they would account for that. I wonder how they would like be like, hey, you're going a little bit above and beyond for like you're helping complete everyone else's work. I wonder if they would pay you for that as well. You know what I mean? Because if you're doing the work of 2 people or helping like 1.5 worth of people, and that's nice. Now, granted, I know when you're in a job, it's not about that necessarily. It's not about like give me as much money as I can make. I'm taking your version of money. I'm doing your work because you're not working hard enough or whatever the horrible version of that is. But also, you also want to be making sure that there's value incentive for people who do want to work, I guess, like hard as hell, you know? At least that's my thought, at least. Although maybe you don't want a toxic environment where people are like grinding. Yeah, because I tend to think that most jobs would not do that. They'd be like, work harder and we'll pay you the same, actually. And they're like, oh. That's why so many people in office jobs, I hear rumors about that. I'm not sure if it's true. Anyone who's working in an office may have to tell me, but I hear a lot of people basically be like, if you complete your work too quickly, various people like supervisors or whatever will be like, yeah, just keep it at your desk until, and you're like, I did it in 2 hours, and you're paying me to do it in 5. And they're like, yeah, just keep it at your desk, because if you keep doing it, they're going to give you more work, or it's going to fuck up everyone else's like gain, essentially. And I'm like, and again, I think it's no company's like, oh, you're doing more work, I'll pay you exponentially more because you're doing the work of 2 people. They'd be like, how much is the minimum amount that you're willing to accept for me to keep you grinding? Which is a little unfortunate, but maybe shitty business aside, I don't know. It's shitty, but yeah. But I heard that a lot. I'm not sure if you guys have it as well. But like the idea that people are like, yeah, no, you finish what you do in like 10 minutes, and then you just kind of look at memes online for a hot minute. I'm like, that sounds kind of awesome, but also kind of like, could I, like, that's why I think people loved so much working from home. But it's so fucking sad, dude. I'm not sure if you've seen that shit, but you know how people, like, with COVID and all that stuff, started working from home and had a good time, and they were able to get all their work done, and then also like spend it on whatever else they'd want. It was good for a lot of people. But companies are basically finding ways to track like your mouse cursor so they can tell when you're not working or something, so that they can then not pay you for those hours or whatnot. And of course it's hilarious because you guys may be like, that's just kind of scummy. If a person can be hyper efficient and knows how to do their job perfectly well, basically shouldn't they maintain the payment that they've been getting from the beginning, because clearly the company can handle that amount of money being paid. But anyways, what's hilarious is that companies made that program to track your mouse cursor and all those things, but guess what people did? They made a way to simulate what is a human movement to where they can basically stay offline in the same way. And it's like, oh, this is just going to be the ebb and flow of all things, basically, moving forward. It's going to be people basically trying to maximize tracking workers' effort, and then the opposite. People basically gamifying the system and shit, which will be hilarious. But anyway, Warrior, I'll give that to, I got 3. I'll give that to Bolty. Bolty usually has pretty high CS. Frost damage, I'll give that to Lone Syndicate because I don't have that much of it. I guess I'll give Mighty to you. Flame attack. I don't remember who has fire weapon. I think Bolty might. I don't think Lone Syndicate does. No, I don't think so. Bolty, if you do not have a fire weapon, maybe give it to that one. The words. Also, I think we got all of them. I'm not sure. I'm gonna teleport anyway, because I'm not sure. Ooh, my back. Also, if my chat has just stalled out, let me, well, I don't know, actually, it sucks. Let me see. Yeah, see, that stuff happened again, man. That's so annoying. I just can see on my stream program playback that I can see comments that I can't see in my opened comment tab. You bastard. God damn it, update already, because I can't really see the beginning message because it's not enough. You know, there's already, I also don't really like the text on screen for that long. It just seems like a lot. It seems like it's just a lot of real estate just sucking up, getting sucked up. Eesh. Come on. Whoop up. Uh-oh. Oh my goodness. Oh, come here. Come here. Come. I am not in a good way. I'm in a very bad way. Also, I should not do that so far. Actually, maybe it's on me that it heals. I don't know. At least this one feels manageable this time around, which is nice. Oh, I got so much healing. You guys are the best. Hit me out of the sky. God damn it, you bullshit. When I got Cobalt, you'd be coming down like nothing. I wonder if that was something that because one of the things I mentioned that I think I was not definitely the first person to have the observation, but they released this boss that was flying, and there's no ranged shatter characters, so it was just extremely stupid. But if they always planned to have Cobalt, maybe it was less stupid, or maybe they were like, no, that's a good point. Well, we should add, we should give someone a shatter or range thing because that boss is. We're not gonna not have him put on armor midair because that's the whole point of his flying annoyance. Also, when you crack his shield midair, then he'll drop to the ground, so that's a pretty good reason for you to participate in that kind of sequence. But yeah, I wonder if that was the reason why they kept him like that is because they were always planned to basically give him that one thing, give Cobalt the ability to shatter, or if that was an adjustment made because of Cobalt's ability, or because that boss didn't have that stupid thing. You know what I mean? Still annoying. It does make a lot of sense. But also it makes sense for the boss, because if you can put the boss on the ground, that flying dragon boss, not that bad actually. It's just the fact that when you can't is the problem. So I think if Cobalt comes out and she's also like, hey, this is a really good utility case for killing the dragon, that would make sense from a business perspective, I guess, to give value to that character. People would be like, hey, this makes this significantly easier, especially if she's no longer going to be like the craziest damage character anymore. Everyone's out here drinking like drinks to heal and shit, and I have yet to make a bunch of them. I know it's probably easy, probably take two minutes just to grind and be done with it, but I have yet to do it. Simply put, can't be bothered. Can't be bothered yet. It's too much stuff to do already. I can't even do Wormhole. Wormhole's about to reset today. I hate Wormhole so much. It's unhealthy actually at this point. Also, does Wormhole, like, if you push past deep into Wormhole, just is it like same as Bygone Phantasm, where like you can grind the whole level system again to get more gold, but if you get the base level of gold, or if you just push past and complete them at least once, and theoretically you are noted as being able to push that deep, then will you get residual gold currency by having pushed that deep into Wormhole? Maybe? I don't know. Complicated. Also, good job, guy. I'm gonna reset my chat because I can't see. It's stupid. Being real stupid. Yep, all that was not. God damn it! Stupid, dumb bullshit. Maybe that's it. Maybe I just can't have my. I hate it so much. I hate it so much. Why can't I make my chat pull up more? All right, let me catch up with chat before we let it rip again. Yeah, so many comments. Just did not get. I'll be allowed to listen to my own music whilst at the job. I know that's a fucking awesome fluff. I know. I was here when you told me that. I was like, that sounds like, man, especially like that's actually cathartic. I know it's probably not. I don't want people to glorify your job or not glorify. I mean, like, oh, this is such a dream job, perfect job, not any sort of frustration in your life. No, I'm not trying to say that. But I do think just that keeps things rolling. You know what I mean? The thing is that when you interact with the demi-humans, and it was such a good idea for running this world, but he never spent present, so it comes off more like he's giving orders. Okay. The cardboard cuts my right hand up a bit, but the pain really, yeah, well, you should get some good ass gloves. That's also really good, especially for your type of work. Some of any soreness appears from my feet and arch. Lone Singer says, yeah, apparently after to that so many times die over and over, he has the power equal to, yeah. Today I walked half home from work, and and that walk felt so nice. Yeah, man, sometimes it's good to get just be out in the world. It feels good too. Makes you don't feel so like, it feels good to know that the world still keeps moving. And that's why people in New York City hate it and love it, because it's that feeling of like, this thing is bigger than myself. This is an organism constantly moving forward. It's simply necessary because of my feet more than I have been in a long time, and it's hard store tile. I never really overdose on it. Yeah, no, to me it's just, I hope eventually you don't have to take it, because I've never heard of that level of pain before, and I believe you. It's just, that's gnarly. It's essentially. I have fallen arches, so it's part of the pain to adjust the arch support. I see. I'm simply paid by the hour. If I want more, I need to sign up for more too. Oh, I see. I got you. If I finish my aisles and have time to spare, I can either help other crew members with their process to face aisles. Yeah. It's an optional thing. Also, I imagine people aren't that behind. And if they are, you can be like, fuck them. And you can help the people who are nice to you. And also do you a favor. Biggest unavoidable thing is the mandatory unpaid lunch break, so I try only to spend around 30 minutes and then get back to work, despite being told that I can take up to an hour if needed. Yeah, that's awesome. Also, I think that signals to your people of like, no. I think that's why your workers are also saying, observers, whatever you want to call them, are saying that that's good on you. So it's like it's not an issue of like a good work effort. It's an issue of pain and that not being acceptable, especially considering it shouldn't be acceptable. I'm willing to bet either the gun will have no range or aim mode. It has an aim mode. It may not have any range, but there is a charge effect on it too. So I think the charge effect hopefully will have range. Also, I think it hits multiple times, so I think it should be good for shatter. In fact, I wonder how that is, because it scales off of attack in some ways, and she's considered a DPS. So I wonder how good. I think she'll be a great shatter, but maybe we'll see. I might push to the end of my shift at 5 a.m. and I get a 6-hour full paid time, but that's up to the improved pain tolerance. Yeah. Again, take it slow. Don't overrush. The worst case scenario you want to do is put your foot in a state in which you can't work for a couple of weeks, because that will definitely fuck them up. She's mostly grounded and short range. Annabelle, I have seen enough gameplay to know her limits. I dislike Wormhole 2, too long. Yeah. It's better than Bygone though, more interesting. Yeah, I guess that's true, but it's nice that it changes. Wormhole is a drag. Everyone hates Wormhole? Love it. I am in agreement. All right, sorry, let's continue. Had to catch up. It's weird. I don't like. Looks weird. my chat, I like having the whole browse thing. I guess we'll have to adapt, overcome, just like Fluff. With this damn horrible. Oof, man, arches and shit be wild. Anyway, rift, go again. I imagine we all have 3. Deny. Why didn't it matchmake with a 3rd? Go, match. No, it's on cooldown for 30 seconds. God damn it. Why didn't it match? Did I hit fine T? I don't know why. Bodhi says, by the way, in your Wormhole video, you didn't mention that you get additional buffs when you have 4 or 8 of the same active. Oh, I didn't know that, Bolty. I had no idea about that. Also, I'm not sure. I kind of go back and forth of I don't really know, man. I don't know if I should make videos that are incredibly guidey, or I think I want to keep some videos to be very much goofy, but at the same time, I really want to talk about helpful tips, because it's kind of what I've been doing for the last 2 years. So it's a subconscious thing where I'm maybe I didn't know this, maybe someone else does. I'm gonna squeeze that in there, and then I talk about it for 2 minutes or 5 minutes. I'm that's too long. It's supposed to be just a goofy, fun time where we're grinding. Enjoy your shower, Fluff. Enjoy your shower. Fluff says, the other crew are very nice, and Lead has praised me highly for my effort. I simply make their job easier since they're limited up to 3 aisles worth of stock and face. Yeah. Again, I think to me it seems like one of those things where it's it's just nice that they don't have to hold as much of a load anymore. You know what I mean? Especially considering it doesn't seem like something that some jobs are you have to lift a fucking extraordinarily heavy pallet and whatnot, and then you're basically you have to be jacked essentially to operate it, people who work in construction and whatnot. To where they are probably even more could we just have somebody to just run pallet slabs up the ladder just to hand them to us, because that's gonna fucking throw my back out, and I already have to stabilize enough to do all this weird shit. And I get it. I think it makes sense. I don't really know who. Fuck, man. We really drew the shorthand when it comes to getting what's her name, Merle, so many times, because now we're going for a character that is supposedly a fucking great shatter character, and guess what Merle is? Also a great shatter character. And also, she's not a tank, so it's not like you're getting the shatter bonuses necessarily, so just kind of a messy mess, but maybe it'll all work out. Hopefully, we'll make it work. That's the whole mantra there also. Can we climb up here, maybe? No, I don't think it's worth. Pa, pa, pa. Lone Six says, also bought another game yesterday. It was on sale. What game? Maybe tell me after. Because yeah, I wonder what game. Is it another anime game? You used to be getting into these anime games they're just pills, popping them like nothing. They're omegas. Actually, omegas are pretty thick pills, actually. But anyways, yes, you probably still do. You probably just talk to me less about it because we have so many other things to talk about usually. It's like fucking 50 things, which I'm happy to talk with as always, but yes. Sometimes we go through low periods where like, so, how's your day? I don't know, it rained. You know, like, And instead it's like, no, there's so much happening all the time. Back when I had my cavity and kidney stones, I was taking painkillers far more often and avoiding dependency. Once both resolved, I'll be fine after taking some ibuprofen before my shift. No, I definitely trust that you have the ability to pace yourself and all these things. It's just again, I don't know how many. I feel like if the option was for it to, again, I think if in 2 months, if you're still getting lit up by that pain to the extent which you have to take pain meds just to operate, I feel like you may, I don't know maybe there's something else. Maybe there's like not like get a different job. I mean, enter. Maybe like get some sort of like calf brace that kind of takes some pressure off of your feet and puts it on your calf. Maybe something. I just feel like that's. Oh, also shit, you guys are already in the deep end. Golly, we still got like 11 minutes. Why so eager? Patience, people. Or maybe this guy started it because he was like fucking high level and now he's just killing him. Guys, I'll be honest. I don't know if you've noticed it. I hate mentioning it because then it's extra noticeable. So maybe I shouldn't mention it. But I feel like I'm getting into a bad habit where I used to always say, I still say that. But now I've just replaced it with saying the F word. And I feel like it's just stupid. It's not, there's no reason for it. I just am like, guess I'll say this now because I'm bored and this needs a filler word and we're stupid and I'm dumb and it's a whole thing. Come here, work your way to me, boy. Never mind, you're just in the shit of it regardless. Rough. Also, how did he die? What happened? Also, did he does not know you can respawn. Oh, maybe not. Maybe he's just taking his time because I thought it was on cooldown. But I think some people fuck up by they basically, nope, they go into spectate mode and they don't know that you can respawn. No, he respawned. Okay, it's probably just on cooldown. Just on cooldown. I'm gonna do one of these. Uh-oh, shit. Oh, shit. I'm gonna do this. Fire off one of these. Hop, hop. No, stop using your fucking stupid magic. Stupid. Oh my God, ladies and gentlemen, by the way, I took a couple weeks, I took 1 week off of exercise, and it just all, in hindsight, it makes complete sense, but I basically took a little bit of time, because I was sick as bad, I was really sickly, 1 week, and, I basically, it's hard to think and do this, I took some time off exercising for a week, because I was getting ill, and I wasn't feeling good, and I hated that I kept kind of like, as soon as I got better, I worked out, and I kind of blitzed myself back down. That was not good. So then I took a week off, but the week that I took off, I also increased my kettlebell weight by 2 pounds, which you might think is not that bad, but when you do a shit ton of reps and you still do a ton of like different types of exercises, it can get really bad really fast. So I took a week off right before I did that, and then I actuate between doing slam ball and mace and then kettlebells. That's my routine, by the way. But anyways, so I went to do that. And then this week I got back into my kettlebell stuff, and holy shit, my lats, which are usually a thing that I don't feel at all, were just torched. And I don't know if it's like they were torched because I was overusing that muscle, and just because I kept using it all the time, and my body just never sent me pain signals anymore because I just hadn't taken a break in probably a year, maybe less. Or if it's just because I was doing it stupid because I haven't done kettlebells in a week and I wasn't being efficient. I don't know. Regardless, my lats are in a hole. Is it not lats? Sorry, delts. Delts is what it's called, I think. Deltoids. But regardless, feels like a lot of pain. Also, why? Where's the third person? Did he just leave? He just left. What a doucher. What an absolute douche. He didn't also know you could just fucking literally, what do you call it? Respawn Instead, he hit spectate, which I did too. I did once, but still, uncool for you to leave. Maybe it's better. Maybe it's like less damage. I don't know. Ah. Oh, I'm in the stuff still. Yay. Ba, 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 ba. I will say, I wonder how. Does anyone know if when you use the mushrooms that increase your stamina, does that also increase your ability to use weapon or abilities that affect stamina? So I think it probably would. I thought I've seen sometimes that it looks like it just chunks out your stamina anyway. Like you have excess sprint, but not excess attack, I guess. But I don't know if that's true. Anyways, yeah, I think for Cobalt-B, it'll be a really good idea to kind of try to grind out the mushrooms for stamina. But that means you got to explore so much. But also, we need. Well, I'm not sure we need more objectives. I think we need to. Well, I don't know. I'll look back in this day and be like, no, there'll be a time when this basically stalls out, and we'll be sitting in weird. Yeah, the only reason why we're getting so many events and so much stuff so quickly, I think, is in regards to the fact that we're basically behind. I got you. Go. Solid dodge. Also, why don't they have matchmaking that can be done whilst you're live in an event? I don't think people would be upset by like, oh no, any help. Like, oh, they were only here for half of the thing, otherwise they wouldn't be here at all. Like, what? Back when I read that. I know a proper lifting form. Don't bend with your back or twist it. Use my legs and knees and turn with my feet. Yeah, I get. I don't know how that actually looks. Yeah, I think also one of the things that like is a thing. I think is that there's no such thing as a toxic movement. It's just a movement that you don't have any strength or proper infrastructure built within your system. So like there's a reason why like certain circus performers can do absurd things and still can live a fine life. It's because they build strength slowly on what would be considered a toxic position and then build it upwards. But for the common person who's not doing some sort of weird crazy contortion things, yeah. I've always heard people say lift with your legs and not with your back, and I also always thought, well if you have a strong back or if you have a strong ability to understand where you need to hinge, I think it could work out. But regardless, I think, yeah, whenever I just always think about that when people say like lift with your back, and I always thought, well, lifting with your legs can also be fucked up because I've seen people lift with their legs and their knee deviates really inwards. And it's like, that doesn't look healthy, man. And it isn't. Yeah. Also, oh, I got clipped. Got a little too ballsy. I'm on fire. Don't die, Lone Syndicate. He's so close. We keep getting nothing. Nothing, man. Sad. Oh, Red says, oh wait, no, before that, maybe he's replying to this. Red says, it's better. Fuck is always a good word. Oh, I see. Oh, and on the topic of me swearing too much, or starting to swear now. Fuck is always good. I don't know if it's a good word. Sometimes I feel like, especially YouTube hears that. The AI hears that and thinks, you potty mouth. Advertisers, no. It's pretty cool about it, actually. It's more like, hey, just don't swear in the first 30 minutes. You're going to be okay. But it also, if you're like a person probably between the age of like 30, maybe 28 to 38, 7, probably. There's a high probability that you're like, swearing is a unbecoming thing. You know what I mean? Especially when it has no purpose. When there's purpose and meaning in things, like a New Yorker who has some oomph, maybe. But when you're a little Canadian just saying like just like a sailor, not so much oomph. We're almost there, by the way. One more Void Rift. I'm gonna throw up. That coffee's the worst. Void Rift. Hopefully we don't get a doucher who leaves on us. Red says, I don't know. I just really like curse words. Lol. It says Red. They're honestly just normal words to me. I use them so much. No, I definitely know that's true too. I think there's some people who do that, but I think that the mass majority of people, when they hear a person just if you've ever tried it, it's actually extraordinarily difficult, but it does feel better because I feel like people are so rushed to make a point, so rushed to do this or that if you've ever taken the challenge to actually pause and not be afraid of like holding for a minute and thinking and then saying what you truly trying to say and get out there, it's also pretty nice rather than like, and of course it's like its worst version of this, which I think everyone at some point has done or has seen be done, is the thing. And I'm bad with it. I kind of go back and forth. Sometimes it gets worse, other times it gets better. See, just like that. When I do it in chain like that, I feel like maybe you hear it more. Maybe I always do it, but I hear it more when you do it in a chain like that. But the ability just to slow down and be like, this is what I'm trying to say. This is the way I'm going to say it. And even also when you're communicating with someone, to pause. And it's kind of hilarious because one of the things that I'm subscribed to a channel that I'm sure some of you guys probably are subscribed to as well, called Charisma on Command, which is quite good. It's just a channel where it basically analyzes like good behavior things that people do that seemingly other human beings tend to resonate as well with. And that's one of those things where like if you slow down and you actually don't like, what do you call it? If you pause instead of saying people perceive your words as meaning more. Also when you slow down, like people will wait for you to say something, and if they don't, then you'll just basically instill in them that like, oh, I'm not gonna reply to your thing unless you're gonna listen to what I'm gonna say, but it's gonna take me a minute to actually make a thought that's worth hearing. That's also the other thing I heard the other day, which I liked a lot, which I think everyone knows, but with our day and age, especially with social media and whatnot, it feels like this is maybe a lesson that not everyone knows or is forgetful of. But I heard this from Stoicism, one of the philosophers from Stoicism, basically a Greek philosopher, some sort of thing where it was like, you don't need to have an opinion on something. You literally could be like, I haven't thought about it. It's not really in my headspace right now. And that's acceptable. You don't always have to be like, I gotta develop a thought about this complex thing right now. Here we go. Sink or swim, bitch. I'm not sure if it's the age of social media that maybe has contributed to that to some extent, I'm not sure, but yeah. Also, read out comment got I can't see it. Can't see anymore. Give me a sec. Also, are we ready to rip? I think we probably have enough to go do the things. Physical attack, I'll give to Lone Syndicate. I don't know if that's perfect, but we'll do that. Poet, probably should give that to Lone Syndicate, because I think he has that. Also, I don't got that many. Oh, it's Vault. Both the attack, I'll give to Lone. If anybody has any Vault, I'll be appreciative. If I could have one, because it's the only weapon that I have that does any remote damage. Uh-oh. I didn't mean to hide the message. I hit a button accidentally. Oh no! Oh no! Why is it all video view deleted message? I didn't mean to. Oh, Lone Syndicate, I'm sorry. I hit a button and when I auto click it with tab, it fucks it up. Well, it's back. Anyways, shit. Lone Syndicate, I hope you comment just to see if I undid it and it should go back to normal. Yes, Grin, Samir's spin and shit lasts much longer. The more stamina. Okay, perfect. Yeah. I have other things I don't know why I'm not using. Any form of crunch word is a habit we all suffer from. It's not really better or worse. Whether it's no, I don't think it's negative, because I think so many people do it. But I think that's why it's such a weird experience when you finally meet someone who is slows down, you know what I mean? And it's just like, I don't. Well, what if we did this? Like that is just something to where I think most people are like, okay, like there's something like with that pause where people go, wait, what's he thinking about something? You know what I mean? And everyone's just like, what? Here's my next thought, and then here's my next thought. And it's funny because if you want to be a good listener, that's probably a good thing. Even the funniest thing about human beings, I think, and all these kinds of weird subconscious nonsense, is You could be a person that's like, no, I genuinely am listening, or I genuinely am trying to give a lot of thought to something. But it's all about how a person perceives your actions to some extent. Not entirely, it's not just that, but it's definitely a relevant marker. Is to express yourself in such a way that how that is the best way that you want people to understand you. You know what I mean? So I just find that interesting when it comes to stuff like that, where some people could be like, well, actually, I'm listening. It's not just because I have a response doesn't mean I'm not listening. And it's like, well, I think sometimes people can perceive it as like, well, wait, oh shit. Yep. Give me a minute. Unfortunate, but yeah. Lone Syndicate says hello. Good. I just want to see. I hit Alt to click out of my the game, and I guess that when you do that and you hover over chat, it gives you like moderator privileges, I guess. And I accidentally hid all of Lone Syndicate's messages, unfortunately, for a split second. I undid it immediately, but yes. But it didn't. It made it so I had to look at deleted messages, so I couldn't see your previous messages, Lone Syndicate. So let me know if I've missed some of your words. What's good, Max? Max says, King's Fall raid was fun. Yeah, man, I bet. King's Fall was one of my favorite raids to do, if not my absolute favorite. Also, you got him nice. King's Fall was the best. I think that was my favorite one. That last phase, though, was gnarly on King's Fall and Destiny. The one where you guys are, where you have to like blow up the orbs. Someone goes through like a void portal. I never got to do void portal, though, unfortunately. When you go to the abyss and you have to like shoot a ball or something. Also, man, I wish the weapons in the raid were so much better than they were. I'm not sure if they got rescaled, Max. But like the hand cannon was one of the coolest in the game, but it just shot like shit. It was terrible. Haha, get stopped. Look, it says, so I don't have mod powers then? No, you do, I think. Wait. Mate? It took away your mod powers as well? Oh, well, shit, give me a sec. We'll fix that in a minute. Yeah, unfortunate. When you say hide message or something, it takes away mod powers? It's fucky. It didn't tell me what it said. It was just a symbol that I accidentally clicked on when I hit Alt on the thing. And yeah, it did something, and then I undid it immediately. I think it said hide user. Oh yes, that straight up, that hid you from my whole channel for a minute. Uh-oh. All the messaging comments you made might have gotten hid. Oh no. Only in this channel though, unfortunately, but still. A very bad misclick, basically. Oof. Red says, I get it, I just don't like it. I roll my eyes every time I hear it. Hear what? Hear which one? The or the pause? Which one? Oh, pardon my... Oh, no, I see. That's what you're saying. Whenever you hear pardon my French, you're like, this is some stupid... Yeah, I don't think you should ever apologize for what do you call it? Being a potty mouth or whatever. I don't think that's right. Yeah, because it's a part of somewhat... I don't know. I don't think it's a metric that anyone should be judged by. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think... Some people are like, how rude? And I'm like, well, no, I think if someone's saying, like, fuck you, that's rude. If somebody's being disrespectful and, like, talking about something you care about in a bad way and not being fair, then that's rude. That's not nice, you know? But swearing is not indicative of kindness or grace or fairness or respect, I don't think. So, yeah. I agree with that. Fluff says, the latter example is just being polite, like anyone saying bless you when you sneeze or excuse me after a bump. I don't know. I guess I kind of feel like I'm more, my initial feeling, whether it's correct or not, I don't know. But I feel the same way as Red, where like I feel like pardon my French feels not the same as someone bumping into you and saying pardon me or excuse me, or trying to squeeze by you and saying excuse me. I think pardon my French, it stands out in such a way that to me, oh, there she is, top right corner. That's the person. See, the person with the skates. Shit, finally got her. Hey, we're on YouTube. You can scroll back and see where I freaked out. That's the person. She's got like crazy rollerblade shoes, and she's got like a see-through shirt with some band-aids on a hadada giblets. But yeah, that's the person I was talking about. I thought that's what Fluff was talking about, but probably not. He said boots, not rollerblades. So, but I thought maybe a connection. Also, hey, Bolty, you wouldn't by chance have any pyramid in your gates, purple gates, pyramid, red pyramid things. Lone Secret says, so I don't. Oh, I gotta fix that. There we go. Red says, lol, not what I meant. Max says, the weapon for King's Fall are loads better in D2 because they have new perk pool. Okay. Red says, yes, thank you. Cussing is just a part of me, is normal. Yeah, well, again, everything is like that to an extent. I agree. What I mean by that is, like, if you, like, same thing is, like, everybody, like, another filler word is like. So, also another filler word. Now I gotta stop thinking about it, or else it's gonna get worse. I always find the more I think about it, the more it gets worse. But everything is determined, like, there's two parts of it. How you as a person feel and what matters to you, that's a huge part of what should make up your feeling of responsibility and how you engage with the world. But what is also equally as important is how other people perceive your words. So it's not just one or the other, because because it could just be an issue of you not being good at explaining yourself. It also could be an issue of people just finding the one way in which they can misunderstand something so they can maintain to be angry at you. So it's both. I think it's probably more on the understand who you are, understand what you're meaning, and express yourself to the best of your ability. But also, if you keep getting signals from the world that keep telling you, like your friend keeps telling you, like, man, I don't know, I always feel like you're judging me. Like, and you're like, maybe the way I use my words and the way I string things together does that. Same way as, like, if somebody says, you know, man, as much as I think you're funny and you're great, I sometimes feel like you know, when we're in public, you swear and you're really loud, and it makes me feel a little uncomfortable. If just when you're with me, would it be cool if you toned it down just a little bit? Because I feel I have anxiety attached to those kinds of things. I feel like most friends who know this person would be like, yeah, I'll try, or like, I don't mean to do it, or like, you know, but that kind of thing. But regardless, that's something that I think is interesting, and I think it's so easy to be like, well, I didn't mean it that way, and it's true. You shouldn't have to say that you're sorry when you don't feel like you're sorry. But if you keep seeing signals, like patterns or commonality between everyone you engage with having the same response, maybe whenever you bring something up, it gets bad. That's when I think it's probably, as a human being, it's good to adjust slightly. You know what I mean? Also, Red says, yeah, I get it. Yeah, I'm not trying to, like, lecture you or communicate in that way. To me, it's just, I put myself, whenever I have any of those things, I'm never talking to you guys about them necessarily as, like, this is what you should do, or this is what you should consider. It's more me putting myself in that position and realizing, why do I feel like that's not the complete answer, and then trying to rationalize it in my head so that I know. It's never about me telling you guys what you should do. It's me trying to take the problem and solve it for myself, because I believe that eventually I'll be faced with that problem and I'll need an answer. So why not do the due diligence right now to kind of understand it, you know? Does that make sense? I think that makes sense. Hopefully it makes sense. Fingers crossed. Almost it says also, the game I bought is called Labyrinth, of a refrain cover of Dusk, and yes, it's an anime game. Only reason I bought it was because I won a gift card, and it works for $40. I was about to say, that's a hell of a name. Also, the game I bought was called Labyrinth of a refrain cover of Dusk. That seems so much. Seems like so much. Fluff says, which is fine, but just like not wishing to be judged for cursing, you should treat others in kind for their choice of words. Yeah. What do you mean exactly? I'm not sure if I understand actually, but just not wishing to be judged for cursing. You should treat others in kind for their choice of words. Lone Ticket says, oh, she looks cool. I wouldn't mind playing her for cultured reasons. Yeah. Booty says, I have 3 red. Let's go. Thank you, man. Oh, wait, let me see. Actually, maybe not. Before you activate another, let me check if I have enough. I don't have to. We're good. I've capped out of my potential. Fluff says, I'm not the ice, it's not the ice boots girl. Gotcha. Aegis is the roller, that's who she is, Aegis. Or Aegis, man, I don't know. She's only story-based thus far. Ooh, I hope she gets a live-action thing. Fluff says, similar to a friend who takes an aggressive tone when playing games, and often drags me down into a bad mood, and yet once I'm upset or doing something similar, they go, wow, hey there, buddy, calm down. Yeah. Well, that to me is why, like, I, at every single opportunity I possibly can, and everybody, my parents, my brother, everyone tells me that, like, well, that's not the real world. Like, you can't have a conversation about anything. When someone's being rude, sometimes you just need to walk away. And I've never done that usually. It's always like, well, like, there's a way to have a conversation about something in such a way to be like what the way you're treating me, I don't like. And either we're going to fix it or I can't handle it anymore. It's just every time I talk to you, I feel sad. I feel like it brings me down. And maybe I'm taking it the wrong way, but regardless, it's the way that I feel like you're outputting it. And like, I feel like, but also there's like a method to that where you also need to make it so the person has a way out to be like, it's not you who's the issue. It's the way you speak. So if you just stop saying this, I wouldn't feel this way. And then your friend's like, okay, you know, but also friends have a tendency to be like, oh, there's a lot of people in the world who have a tendency to be like, well, I'm not the problem. Or they feel the feeling of like being judged, whether it's like their parents did it and they have like this rebellious part of their brain that says like, stop. Yeah, Frontier Clash. We could run Frontier Clash. Let's do that at Bolty. I forgot we had one. Lonsika says, I mean, Grin, I would not be lying if I told you I bought a game manual on the name alone. Really? Golly. Flo says, hypocrisy is what often sets me off, along with a distant lack of self-awareness. Yeah, I also don't like hypocrisy quite a bit. But also, I think it's a good idea that people, when you're dealing with hypocrisy, probably, it's best to say, well, these are two things I think you might be in alignment. Can you describe to me why they're not the same? Like, that, to me, is the way you would phrase a question, usually, to make it so that the person can acknowledge something without feeling like you're attacking them for, like, being inconsistent. Because people have a response to not being consistent biologically. It's like a thing where, like, if you're not consistent with what your previous statements said, people have a tendency to either, like, usually it's attack you, or attack whatever you're, like, you as a person or something. It's because it's the whole basis of what you're usually building your personality around, you know, this foundational thing usually. But yeah. Max says, how's everyone doing today? I missed 1 hour of this. Yeah, we were just chilling. We were talking about Cobalt-B for a hot minute. We were getting excited for other characters. It was a good time. How about you, Max? How was, did you guys clear the raid? Did you get any good loot? You just said it was fun, but how did you progress? If it was fun, you probably got some good. Also, man, I love the ogre fight so much. Also, man, I don't know what it was, but in Destiny, I just loved explaining things to people. Like, when we actually had to do it, it was, everyone else was so terrible at explaining the encounters, and I was, like, a very shy person, especially back then still, to where I really liked the, like, for whatever reason, it's like, whenever there's a thing where you have to almost not, it's just, yeah, whenever there's, like, some sort of thing where you gotta explain yourself or express yourself in such a way, or explain something to other people, that's something in my brain gets like super detonated, and I'm like, here we go, and all of my self-anxiety and whatnot just dissolves, because it's like, well, wait, we're gonna get through this, you know what I mean? Well, I think that's also another psychological principle, which is most people will become something that they don't otherwise perceive themselves to be, if they, what is it? If cooperation is at play. Ooh, boots. If cooperation is in play instead of competition, essentially. So cooperation is like the key to dissolving most people's bullshit in their head. Oh, is it gonna get bad? It's gonna get bad. It could kill me. Uh-oh. Don't look at me. Uh-oh. Actually, we're actually kind of okay. Will this be the week when we're able to nuke him down in one run? Maybe, probably not, but possibly. Also, we need to tear down his shield. God, I hate this fucking stubby little sword. Can't wait to get Cobalt, man. Watch her not be that, and I'm just devastated. Just absolutely annihilated. Go, go. Annihilated. I don't know what happened there, but he got staggered like mad. We did finish the raid. I didn't get much. It went smoothly, so I'm not complaining. Yeah, at least there's that. Yeah, that's some. Well, usually you also get like currencies and whatnot, right, to buy certain things. I remember that's how it worked in the previous thing. I'm not sure it still works. A lot of people said that Destiny is now in a place where it's bounced back to where, like, if you liked it at the very beginning of, if you liked it at the Taken King, it's at that place where people would probably argue it's one of the best place Destiny was ever in. Destiny 2, I mean. And yeah, I don't know. I think that's nice, but I think also a lot of people are kind of like, man, this took what is it, 3 years to get back to the place where we kind of already were. Now again, I see that as a person who just really, yeah. I one of these days, maybe when we have like, when we're burnt out on an XYZ game, we could always go back to Destiny and see how it is. You know, especially now that probably like prices have probably gone down and normalized, hopefully. Although that was the other thing that pissed me off about Destiny is that it kept implementing things in the game and then going away. I'm not sure if they've ever addressed or fixed that really. Or like you're not just kind of shit out of luck if you happen to not play for a month and then that one weapon that was super awesome is now gone forever, and it's kind of like, well, what the fuck is that? Also, goddammit, I wasn't locked on. Eesh. What do you call it? I wanted to chat in a minute, but that's one of the things that I think is tough, because if I put myself in the position of the thing we were just talking about, but like if you were ever in a sense of like being a hypocrite, basically saying something that you personally don't hold up, or that maybe you just something where a hypocrite would be a thing. I think that's one of the harder things to acknowledge within yourself, and also to take on the chin to some extent, you know? Yeah. Because also, what happens if people are having an off day as well, you know? I always feel like if I put myself in there, I'm like, well, sometimes it's hard to be every single ideal that you could ever want. So maybe you are, in some days, you know, not able to level up, like measure up to the potential that you would hope for yourself. So it's a whole thing. So it's hard to judge people with in that way, I think. But again, that's why I think it's probably best to bring it to their attention, to be like, well, wouldn't this be contradictive? And then be like, I don't think so. And you're like, oh, well, and then you explain yourself. And I think that'd be a good look. But I think you have to be careful not to make it so like they're like, because sometimes that's the other thing. I always worry that if you have too many of those conversations back to back, whether it's like you're talking to your friend about, well, man, I don't know, you're kind of saying something that I don't think you can hear, but it sounds this way. You know, whether it's an argument with your girlfriend, with your buddy, or something like that, and you're like, I know you're thinking it's this way, but it sounds like you're saying it this way. And then you're like, that's probably where it's coming from. Oof. But yeah. Friends rarely call out or intervene for others' friends' bad habits. Yeah, that's never been me. I've always been that way. I just like when there's something in the air permanently. Yeah. But I've also been the person that, with that being said, they're like, yeah, I think one of the best things, it's probably also not a good thing if you're in the dependency issue kind of state of friendship or relationships, but it's the advice that I always thought was really good, but it was also kind of like a very selfly, like if you want to have a relationship that is good for you in terms of like selfishness, a relationship that really works for you, is to realize that you at the end of the day could be the most fulfilling, good friend, treat yourself kindly, all that stuff. That way you're not in a place of need where you don't need your friend to like cheer you up, etc., because you know you can love yourself and be there for yourself and make yourself laugh. And it doesn't mean you don't try to work through problems with your friend or whatever, but it does mean that you're not in a state of also, god damn, I don't know how you dodge that. You're not in a state of like weird not dependency, but like you're able to have that conversation honestly and fairly with knowing that it could in some ways detonate the relationship, because you don't need the relationship, but you sure as hell like it, love it, and would want to keep it. That's why you're having the conversation. You know what I mean? Otherwise, I feel like it can be polarizing to an extent. I mean, where it's almost like a smothering, like the idea of like the same thing. Reason why a lot of people stay in bad relationships is because they don't want to get back into the dating realm. And it's like, actually, man, it's like what worst case scenario, you don't get a date. Like being alone is something that you should get good at. Essentially, I don't mean to be that way, but it's kind of true. That way, if you can truly appreciate what it means to be together with people. Anyways, we survived. Yeah, Valkyrie to me seems like it's quite the like. It's like everything else is incredibly tangible and doable, but that we don't seem close when we get to Valkyrie, and they don't seem to be changing her out of the damn bullshit thing. You know what I mean, it's brutal. All right, let me catch up on chat. I can't scroll. Let me drink my coffee. Up. Fluff says, treat others how you would like to be treated. Don't pass judgment over something somebody saying pardon my French if they don't get on your case for your own habits. Yeah, I guess. Sorry, the only thing that makes me think of when I read that is the whole treat others how I like to be treated is a beautiful statement. I love that a lot. But I also think one thing that people should add is judge people how they judge themselves. I think that's also important. Like, to me, like if somebody's in a monogamous relationship, then yeah, and they deviate from that, then yes, that's something that you should judge them for. But say if me, who is a big believer in like wanting a family and only one person in my life, not trying to have this open relationship craziness, I wouldn't judge someone else for having that. You know what I mean? So I think that's also a thing, because I do think you can judge people. I think it's kind of important to like acknowledge when you're like, well, this person is kind of manic. They're not, their belief structure is shattered because they're not really holding themselves to anything, which is not necessarily judgment, but that's something you should consider. You know, like loyalty is built on the back of being a person being able to say no instead of yes to everything, etc. You know, because they're otherwise example opposite judgment. Friends rarely call out each other's habits. Max says, we did finish the raid. I didn't get match. Went smoothly. Yeah. Fluff says, you can only control your own behavior, and it's best to influence others by your presence and relations to them. Expectations apply, of course, like Tourette's and other conducts and limits an unhabit. I do believe that like the only person that you can control in the world is you, but at the same time, there's also your ability to say that it's unacceptable to have XY behavior, or to even communicate to your people around you to be like, this is not right. I think is also what you're saying. I think you're saying something entirely different, and my brain's picking up on like an instance in which I could see it not working out, but I don't think that's what you're saying. You're not saying objectively forever and always this is what's going to be real. So yeah, my brain's in a state of which trying to like grind. Eventually you can get in a flow, not a flow, in like a groove where your brain is like doing something where it's trying to find out where the gap in something is, because I just rationalized why it would be okay to swear essentially, and why it would be unbecoming for someone to judge you for that if you don't judge yourself by those kinds of things. Red says, I mean, I have a Tourette's, but not that kind, and mine is 100% in check with meds. I see. Flo says, yeah. Oh no. Max says, yeah. There's another big DLC coming in February next year. Nice. That's a whole year of development, or they're probably just little mini updates in between, right? Fluff says, that's all good. I was just trying to provide context and understanding for each interpretation of behavior. I can totally feel the power difference in Star Force Samir. Really? That's awesome, man. Ooh. Red says, yeah. Max says, and Bungie said otherwise, that they're never gonna sunset weapons again. What's that? What's that again? Sunset weapons. Is that when they're only there for a time? Fluff says, from what I've seen, unless it's a really bad tick, Tourette's are really noticeable by the person that has it, as it's a subconscious thing. And it varies in sensitivity. Sweet Anita is a prime example. As a content creator with severe Tourette's, she found a balance and source entertaining for her and her audience. Yeah. I have a list of games to play now after beating Ratchet and Clank. And you got 100% on the trophies? Golly, that's wild. How do you have the time? Fluff says, it's essentially a lack of control over social inhibitions, not solely limited to, but mostly commonly noticed by cursing. Sure, judgment based on actions, not words, otherwise. Yeah. Red says, my Tourette's are pretty bad when I was a child. I thought, though I could barely recall it, it diminished greatly once I hit puberty, essentially around a sophomore year in high school. Do you mind if I'm kind of curious, Red, if it's okay if you don't want to answer, but what were they? Because I know some people have, they have a hand twitch, or it's like a flutter almost. It's subconscious action. Usually it comes in waves of anxiety or stress usually. And then other times it's nothing like that. It's just completely, your brain has it's on what seems like a loop, but also I have no idea about the proper terminology, so I'm not trying to be rude here. Yeah. I also see people have swearing is what most people know it as, but I was surprised when I seen it was it was an audible movement tied to that as well, which was interesting. Was that person my party? What happened? Why is there a person in our thing? iFitness. Person might have been using me as a jumping board. Jumping off a point, I mean. Also, I haven't done my dailies. Rewards also. Apparently, we've done that. Neat. I should go do my dailies. Go. Bodhi says, should we do another dragon? If you can get that going, then sure. Hell yeah. You have the power to do all that, right? Yeah. I'm game if you want to send out the call to people. I'd do a dragon. I'd do the dragon thing right now. Red says, some kind of verbal and body outbursts, I think they were, but not the cursing kind. That was 20 plus years ago. Difficult to remember. Yeah, no, I understand. But that's usually what I've heard them as. It's like an audible body movement thing, like a hand kind of, what do you call it? Like jiggling, I guess. Like it's any sort of thing that I'm not sure if it's a soothing metric or if it's just some sort of like a brain thing. I'm not sure which one's the determinative thing of it. But yeah. You started a dragon group? Are you guys doing it? Can you text me when you're there? I gotta go try to do these bounties, but also I want to do the things. As I said, at best we can influence others' behavior, but not control. Oh yeah, no, you can't dominate anybody and force them to do something. But I also feel again, I'd always err on communicating in such a way that people can understand what you're feeling, I guess, or thinking, I guess, because I think a lot of people, I notice it's second nature for a lot of people to be like, nothing can be done, basically, for most things in the world. And I think I understand the sense. I understand the sense a lot. But there's something that you can do as a personal person that you do have self-control and agency over that I think could matter, I guess. And it also could not matter. It's the other thing. It's sometimes you can't counter the will of 1,000 other people, but you can try, Sunsetting is weapon vaulting. Oh, nice. So they're no longer vaulting weapons. Nice. Thank you. I was a little confused. Blue says auto jump to drag. Where was that world? Who's drag? Stop it! Stop it! You son of a bitch! Is there something in my... Yeah, I'm not in a party. Listen, you fuck. God damn it, leave me alone. I'm just trying to go to a thing. Okay. Here we go. Auto lock to drag. Who's drag? I'll auto lock to that person. I hope that's the person. Wait, why can't I? What's wrong? What's wrong with my thing? Why can't I see my team if I am in a team? It looked like I was. Friends, why can't I see my team? Maybe it's not in there? There, where the heck was it? Jesus Christ. Why couldn't I fucking, that's stupid. Oh, I was in a thing, I think. So do I need to leave the team? Bro just TP to us. Oh, I'm not leader. Okay. I thought it was something there. Okay, I'm sorry. It was frustrating. Also, Sly Cooper and Jack and Daxter is canon in the Ratchet and Clank storyline. It is proved in game. Really? That's awesome. Okay. I load in, die immediately. And then it does that to me? You bastard. Your team... Oh, Blueberry also died. Everyone died. Everyone got killed. Pain. From my time in vocal chats with Red, I've mostly noticed verbal stuff. Most common when things are quieter, and Red will just say shit from time to time. Might be minor, a tick, as it often had no context. I see. No, Fluff, that is just me speaking. I was about to say, knowing what Red just said to us, it sounds like it's more of like he's looking through menus and like, shit, where did I go? Fuck. Is it? Fuck, I don't know. I do that too. When I'm uncontrolled or I'm unhinged, it can get bad. but I wouldn't say it's a tick necessarily in that way. But yeah. Where the hell did it go? Oh, he landed. What happened? I wanted to do an uppercut, damn you. Stay in the air with healing. Oh, it's mad as hell. Damn tail whips and shit. Oh, it's so bad. It's so not good. It sucks because you like, do I go closer or do I just accept the death? Yeah. What is that? What the fuck? What is that? What happened? How'd I die? Yeah, I didn't realize that we were in a team. I thought, like, when I seen Bolty, the reason why I got caught up is because Bolty in the chat said like join on this person, and I thought that was Bolty talking to me and not realizing that we were still in a party together. That's why I was like, what's happening? So much is going on. Fluff says, involuntary verbal or physical actions tend to be most common. Example of, from my observations, Anita has some of the worst over-stimulated words like banana. Yeah. I was about to say, it seems like she has, just like, it's funny because it's the same things as, like, you know, everyone's saying, like, totally, shit, fuck, but, like, there's those. Where everyone seems to have a, like, even people, like, because I guess that makes sense where it seems like it's, I thought I heard somewhere where a tick is more of like a, it's like almost like a soothing, comforting thing. That's why, like, when your anxiety spikes, it usually happens like that. It has to be some sort of neurological pattern as well, that because it's detonated by other people who have the same thing, I guess. I think that's what I've heard, at least, though. We're so close. Come on, you son. I really hope the community assigns like a day of like just killing dragon until all your gold coins or gold chips are dead, done. Down pat. Also, godly guys doing a lot of damage. Hop up. Nice. It's just like a you know, like woohoo, we killed him. That kind of thing. Come on, version of Zero Crow. Nope. Oh, wouldn't it be cool though? Got Crow. Or not Crow, sorry. I mean the one person also. He looks so good. Look like Tifa, craziness. I don't like your character's face that much. I don't mean to be mean, but it just looks like something off. Well, it doesn't surprise me too much that your childhood of more severe Tourette's would develop into a preference for cursing. Our life experience tends to constitute us in various ways. Yeah, I mean, I seen a video the other day, like a quick podcast clip or something, where a person who is like I don't know, he like studied various things like anxiety and depression and stuff like that, and found the correlation between them, which was interesting. But a lot of them was a lot of it's like stuff that you map out when you're a baby. So like if your parents had a proclivity to, like when you started crying, to teach you that you can't always have your way, they basically let you cry there instead of like, you know, tending to you immediately. The outcome of that could be that your brain, because it was like the way they described it was you have like a child brain and then you have your actual adult brain that's kind of in the background, and that adult brain is basically looking at adults to see how to act. So one of the things that they've seen is that not only is this going to spike in the child to have a sense of anxiety, to develop like anxiety, basically a distrust for the environment, because they think the environment's scary and they're not being soothed that the environment is actually okay. And frankly, when they are screaming, they're asking for help, and because their parents aren't giving them help, they can also have a feedback loop of basically not having the proclivity to help others when they become adults, because the adults never really help them. But it was like just this small tiny things that were like, wow. Being a parent's gonna be a fucking nightmare. Like there's so many variables to try to like, but it seems like largely the first 3 or 5 years of your kid's lifespan are like the most important, because that's where their brain is like figuring out what it is to be a human and what they should do, you know. But woof, 5 years of being on it, wild. What's Jammer? It's been a hot minute. Jammer says, you ready for Death Verse in 5 hours? No, I'm not, Jammer. I am not. I'm probably gonna wait until it comes out on PC. But I probably, if some people are cool in the community and they upload some of their gameplay to the Let It Die tab, and they like tag it as saying like, you could use this for a video. I would love to make a video talking about that. I probably should make a video asking for that though, but I don't think I will, because it's quite. I guess I put it on the GRINN channel. It wouldn't be that bad, but we'll see. There's a lot of videos right now I'm working on with Tower Fantasy and everything else, so we'll see if there's a gap. But yeah, I would love to talk about the game, but right now I don't really want to load up my PS4 and install a bunch of updates, and also it's going to run like shit because I'm on old console. So we're just waiting, I think, the 2 weeks that it's on another thing. I hope it's 2 weeks, not 2 months. If it is 2 months, then yee. Also, are we doing it again, or are we just hanging out? Let's see. Join. All right, we're pinging to that one person, I think. I hope that worked. Hope I didn't just fuck up because you were rallying and we're doing it again. Red says, huh, never thought of it like that. I suppose I just thought I really like cursing because it sounds yeah. It says, wait, 5 hours? Yeah, I didn't expect that either. Weird that I guess it's coming out on Tuesday. That makes sense. So you think it'd be out like Tuesday morning, not Tuesday night, but yeah. Also, wow, they've almost speed it. By the way, join on that person. Go to the thing and join in on the person that was in the world chat. So yeah. Oh, well, I should leave. Shit, sorry, I forgot it's taxi. And dead. Killed it. Are people like grinding the hell out of this thing now? I got 10 keys. I can't stream longer though, unfortunately. But hopefully. I got so many of the whirlwind things. It's wild. I got 8 of the whirlwind mage relics, which is good. Just not crazy. Let's see if there are any more people. People doing Aphis, whatever his name is. God damn you. A blood dragon gave me Hume. Better than nothing. Maybe not. God damn it. Now this one's lagging behind. I can tell that my stream thing, it's... God damn it. God damn it. I'm trying to finish this before we have to do... Oh, shit. We can't. I gotta do my dailies. Behind. I'm gonna spill my thing all over myself. Go here. Why? Oh, I don't have that? Damn it. No, I want... What the fuck? No, good. Oh. God damn it. Stupid. That one. Yes. Go to that area. Who? Boldy says, nah, I'm out. Oh, yeah, I just read that because my thing's not fucking refreshing. God, I hate my chat so... Nah, I love my chat. I hate the fucking program that's shit in the bed. Is that better? Will it refresh then? You son of a bitch. Yeah, it will. Stupid. Alright, well, we're back to normalcy, I guess. Don't mark that. Mark this. I don't know why I sound so bitchy right now, also. Mark that. Good. Ugh. This way. Also, I would love if the mounts were more like they just push through things. They don't have to sit there and they get staggered on everything, you know? I just wanted to pick it up. I just wanted to pick it up, dude. Nope, not that. I wanted to do this. Am I not going in the right direction? I marked it. We seen me mark it. Thank you. Maybe we didn't. I thought I did. I guess not. There we go. Lone Singer says, alright, Grin, I'll be sure to record some top tier. I would love it, actually. I'd appreciate that a lot. If you upload that to the thing, I would love to make a video just being like, this is some fucking next level plays. Because, yeah. Also, it's a game that, like, to me... Yeah, I very much... I don't want to tell people this because I think it's going to be like, whoa, what the fuck? But I'm not in a place right now where I have an abundance of time to dedicate to becoming good in a multiplayer game as well as doing all these other things, you know what I mean? But also, it'd be cool to... Yeah, I still want to cover the game, so it's weird. That's why I think like that'd be a way that I could, and I could also just pay it back to the community that were so kind to me for so many years. Can you lock on to the person, please? Thank you. Activate this really quick. There we go. Max says a couple hours left for the Genshin update maintenance. Yeah, and then y'all gonna be grinding Genshin. Ooh, got Genshin. You got so many things to play this week. It always comes all at once. It's never just one at a time. In case of a moderation response to any of all instances, a baby crying can develop into them being spoiled and potentially lacking self-reliability or confidence. Yeah, but that was one of the things that the guy was trying to make a point to describe. Basically, was that there's a degree of there's a degree in which that makes sense. But also, I think the other one would be easier to correct. To be honest, I think the degree of like when a kid becomes 5 or like 7 or 8, let's say, I feel like that'd be easier to say, you're not going to get your way. That's not good. Like, you can't do that. But when they're a baby, I think, yeah, you should be like when they're not even a baby, I'd say when they're up until 5, I think that's when you need to make sure their little baby brain knows that when you cry, I'll come running. Because I think that's important for the child to feel comforted and cozy and like taken care of by the parent. But I think when they start to get to the age of like when they start developing consciousness, I think that's when you need to say no, now it's not acceptable to ask for everything and expect everything in return. So I think there's stages in which it makes sense to adjust and meld something in a way that makes sense. But I definitely think that the negative of basically not... Also, are these different? I think they're the same every day. Yeah. But yeah, I think the negative for your kid basically feeling like when he's upset and he wants help, that's not going to be given to him. That's pretty rough. Good night, Bolty. That I think could develop in what seemingly is anxiety and depression usually, because it's a feeling of no one's coming to help me, and it doesn't give you a feeling of dependence, especially as a baby. There's nothing you can do. As a baby, you're like, pick yourself up by the bootstraps and figure it out. You're a baby. You don't fucking know what to do. You're terrified. So yeah. And you being left alone wouldn't dictate that. But I think what Fluff is saying is when you get to the probably age of like 6 or 7, that's when you start to have to be like, no. You're going to slow down, figure this out by yourself. You can do this. Also, do not be a dick and think that the world is just going to revolve around you and it's all going to be good forever. You need to calm down and figure it out. Which I also think makes sense. However, parents that have completely ignored or snap at their child for such... this guy was specifically talking about people who I think are like kids that are unable to basically defend themselves in any way, or like even subsist, really. Like I think when you're 5, you eventually... Earlier than that, you start developing a consciousness almost of like autonomy and like understanding how you should treat people and etc. But when you're a younger kid... Also, god damn it, it's not what I wanted actually. Okay. Please don't be a long one. Please don't be a long one. So I don't think maybe I can leave them and come back. I always just feel like I can't. All things in moderation. It's a simple concept that's not simple to maintain. Yeah, man. More of over with the bird is really bad. Yeah. Maneuvering. Yeah. Oh, this one's not worst. Poti or not Poti. Fluff has to go. Thank you so much, Tom. Bye, Fluff. Appreciate you. It's worth it. Boom. Forgot we have to spam. Pop and then collect. Give me this. Give me all these. I think these are worth more than the... Maybe I can have our cake and eat it too. We can't. Go! Oh, I missed the last one. Fuck. Those gold I think are worth it by so much. I don't know to what extent they're worth it though. I don't know if they're like better than everything I think they are. Eesh. Fuck it. It's worth it. This one maybe wasn't. You never know how long you're gonna be stuck in the doghouse with that ice. Oh, I think I got it last minute. This is such a fun idea, by the way, the Dreamscape or Dreamvale. I think I always call it Dreamvale, but I don't think that's what it's called. But I love it. I think it's such a cool, fun idea. I fucked up. Oh, no. The gold. The gold is that. What a mess. It all went to shit. Oh, so how much is maxed out? I don't know. Go. I got it. Yeah, I knew it. Oh, actually, we were fine. We got max. That one's so super easy to do, I think. We're good to go. Yeah. Red says, I agree about the mounts. I still prefer the bike. Hopefully the hover bike is better. Yeah, I'm hoping that. Well, I think that like floaty like stripper pole that everyone runs, I think that's probably the most efficient. Just seems like it's literally hovering a good bit off the ground, but maybe not. Maybe it's just as bad. Also, what does it tell me to do here? Man, I wish so badly. It's such a frustrating thing. Like I wish that it would just auto assign like the thing, not auto assign, but like I just feel like it's so annoying when you hit go that it takes you out of the menu. I can cancel the menu just fine. Maybe you can change that in the... Oh god, the controls are shit in the bed again. I'm trying to sprint and it's doing backflips. Why am I going that way? Oh, it's because it's marked everything on the map. That's the issue. Okay. Well, what does it want me to do? Okay, just gotta kill Razor Elites. That's not bad. That's not bad. Freaking out to tell you the truth because I'm limited on time right now. I would like to edit a good bit of the other video I made today, the event video. Losika says, I'm ready to pull for Candace, also Kooky, if I manage to get her. Oh, is she on the banner too? That's awesome, man. That's crazy. I hope we get her, man. I hope we get everything you got, everything you want. We'll probably be playing Genshin the update, maybe, probably Wednesday. What is that? Oh, it's a fucking beetle. It's a beetle bug. Fucking they look like, ugh. They're the worst. Anyways, I gotta go kill that thing. It's flying around my room. I don't like it. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you kindly for your time. This has been the stream. We'll be streaming on Thursday? Thursday, maybe? Yes, Thursday. Oh, Thursday, yeah. Thursday. I don't know. Oh, yeah, we're streaming Genshin, sorry. We're streaming Genshin on Thursday. Unfortunately, we should probably stream on Wednesday, Genshin, but I need the data to prep videos and such. But anyways, video that came out today, actually, is a quickie video about what you should buy from the exchange store. There's specifically the, I'm not going to spoil it, but go watch that if you haven't already. It's on the Brothers Green channel. Thank you kindly for your time. Hopefully I can see you again, and goodbye, guys.